So, due to the popular request of at least one person, I'm back with another vendetta against letters. You see this? This is a phoneme. I don't like this phoneme, and this phoneme doesn't like me. I also don't like any of these phonemes, but that's a problem for another video. I'm a speaker of Canadian English, and there are some fun qualities about the way that I speak, like the cot-cot merger, Canadian raising, the Great Canadian Vowel Shift. I used to have a more pronounced Atlantic Canadian accent, which unfortunately means I used to sound like this.
That bacon smells good. Is there any extra?
Wasn't really a good time. In my phonemic inventory, I don't have this sound because it doesn't occur in my accent, and it also doesn't have any sort of contrastive functionality like in Spanish. I do, however, have this stupid thing. Yeah, this is called ra, or ra, or a voiced post-alveolar approximate, and it's approximately ruining my life. Not only does it sound silly, but it also only occurs in like 3% of the world's languages, so yeehaw, I guess. It can either be produced as an apical, where the tongue is approaching the alveolar ridge, which is just kind of behind the teeth, and then above, it's like that little bump before the roof of your mouth, I guess. Or it could also be pronounced as a bunchy R, which is the one that I tend to use the most often. It's technically called a molar or a bunched R, but basically you just squish up your tongue in the back of your mouth and go rah. Which is probably why it's so annoying to learn for non-native English speakers. On the other hand, this guy's called a trilled R, and it occurs in pretty much every fun language ever. There's a dental and a post-alveolar variant, but I'm only going to be focusing on the alveolar variant because it occurs a lot more often. My excuse is that I didn't grow up in an environment where anyone used the sound, except for those really obnoxious classmates who wanted to remind me I was inferior and couldn't roll my R's. But neither my parents nor my brother can actually produce a trilled R.
So that was a fucking lie.
And so from the get-go, my infantile ears just didn't stand a chance. But a lot of people learn how to roll their R's, so I figured I would try it. Bit of perspective on this, I have been trying to learn how to roll my R's since high school and I still can't do it. I also can't whistle or snap the fingers on my left hand or swim underwater without plugging my nose. I guess I'm just not like other girls. So the first thing to do is remember that an alveolar R is produced at the front of the mouth, whereas my bunched R is at the back of my mouth. So we've already met the first hurdle of my existence. A piece of advice I always get is to relax your tongue and then just breathe through your teeth, but that is wildly difficult for me to imagine because it sounds like you're telling somebody to just relax the, muscly active articulator in your mouth and then breathe through your bones. I don't like that. Another suggestion is to use the sound that we make when we produce the word butter, or the r sound. And while that does make pero sound a little bit better than pero, it doesn't actually do the trick because that's a voiced alveolar tap. And we're looking for a voiced alveolar trill. So they're actually two different sounds. And in some languages they're contrasted, which means if you replace the trill with the tap, you're going to end up with a wildly different word. And that could get you into some bad situations. And then the other part was that just do a bunch of little taps and that's going to make a trill, and that's just straight up not how that's going to work. It's going to sound silly. I've also been told to use an L instead of rolling my R. No. Another piece of advice is to just surround yourself with people who roll their R's, and then you're going to magically pick up your R. The problem is I'm not surrounded by people who roll their R's, so actually there is one.
Hey, it's Sophia. You've reached me at my cell phone. Not.
She just texted me, "Don't call me, please text me." Oops.
Your tongue is just flesh.
So this guy suggests that my tongue is just a piece of flesh I need to let flap in my mouth while I push a lot of air through my pipe. And I don't like how it's explained. Well, that's fun if I want to make a machine gun sound. That's not really going to help me in speech. Perro. Perro. Carro.
Lifeless. The best way to do this, I have found, is to make a sound. And there is still airflow coming out of your stomach. First step is to establish the airflow. Right behind you. And too hard, right? So relax. And
Bro, just relax your tongue. Just relax it, bro. Bro, your tongue. Relax it. Oh. This is completely untuned. Do you like Perro? Perro. 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 Pierogies. Jingles cock. Perro. Enrique. Roll your R. Or the kid gets it. Peru. 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 Have you considered Peru?
Rock and roll. Rollin', raunchy.
Okay, so I've been lied to. My mom can roll her R's. She doesn't feel the need to pass that down to me.
Like this.
Rollin'.
So that didn't work out. Tune in next time for me failing to produce sounds in other languages. As a linguist who's studied phonetics.